This is the first part of the presentation of the fourth chapter of Awake Bride, 10 Toes and 10 Horns. I will show that the 10 toes were 10 Roman Caesars, and that the 10 horns are present leaders. We will cover the first section. We need to understand a bit of Israel's history to fully understand Daniel's prophecies. Recall that after King Solomon died, Israel was divided into the northern kingdom of 10 tribes and the southern kingdom of 2 tribes, which was usually referred to as Judah, which was the larger of the two. In Nebuchadnezzar's statue dream, Babylon is the gold head, the Medes and Persians are the silver arms and chest. Cyrus was Persian, and he placed Darius the Mede over the city of Babylon, from whom Darius III got his name. The belly and thighs were bronze for Greece, led by Alexander the Great. Daniel 1, 3 and 4. In the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, to Jerusalem, and besieged it. And the king spoke to Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. In 605 B.C., Babylon conquered Jerusalem and the 2 remaining tribes. Daniel and his teenage friends found themselves being trained for its high court a year later. Daniel describes it in Hebrew in the 1st chapter of his book. He learned the language of Aramaic, and the next 6 chapters of Daniel are written in that business language of the Gentiles. Chapters 2 through 7 were written in Aramaic, the language of the Gentiles, because they deal specifically with the Gentiles, and chapters 8 through 12 were written in Hebrew because they specifically deal with the Hebrews. This study is about toes and horns, chapters 2 and 7, but horns are also mentioned in chapter 8. The dream of the statue consisting of 4 metals and the vision of 4 beasts representing world empires is given to the Gentiles. They are often wrongly interpreted as representing the same kingdoms. The 4 metal kingdoms of the statue are those empires which persecuted the Hebrews until Christ's first coming. The 4 beast empires are those which persecute Jews prior to Christ's second coming. In the 2nd year of Nebuchadnezzar's reign, he had a dream so frightening he was ready to kill all his wise men because they could not tell him what it was or interpret it. Daniel reasoned with the king's captain sent to slay him, to give him some time to give the king what he wanted. Daniel asked his 3 buddies to pray that God would reveal the dream and its interpretation to him that night, and God did. It was an outline of the empires who would persecute the Hebrews until Christ's first coming, and how they would be destroyed by Christ's kingdom, represented by the rock. Daniel 2, 31 through 40. You, O king, saw, and behold, a great image. This image's head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. You saw till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image on his feet that were of iron and clay, and broke them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, and filled the whole earth. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. You, O king, are a king of kings, for the God of heaven has given you a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. And after you shall arise another kingdom inferior to you, and another 3rd kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. And the 4th kingdom shall be strong as iron. Daniel lived to see the Persians and Medes overtake the Babylonian Empire, and he continued to serve in their courts. Though Cyrus gave the decree for the Jews to return to Judah, Daniel remained in Babylon until his death. Later, Alexander the Great conquered the area, and finally the Romans. Then Jesus, our rock and our cornerstone, lived and died and resurrected. Christ's kingdom became great. Constantine declared Christianity the religion of the Roman Empire in 324 AD, and within 150 years the Roman Empire ceased to exist. Daniel 2:41-45. And whereas you saw the feet and toes part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as you saw the iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas you saw iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not join one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to the other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. For as much as you saw that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it broke in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great God has made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. Some say Rome ceased to be a republic at the appointment of Julius Caesar as perpetual dictator in 44 BC. In accordance with the underlined section, the Messiah would establish his kingdom in the days of Rome's kings, which they called Caesars. In the chapter on the 7 churches, we will consider this more fully, for now we can match the time period of the Smyrna Church of Martyrs with the period of Roman persecution. The fourth kingdom breaks in pieces and subdues all things. To the church in Smyrna write, Fear none of those things which you shall suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be you faithful to death, and I will give you a crown of life. Historians record the persecutions of Christians by 10 different Caesars, not 9 or 12, but 10. I propose that these 10 Caesars, or kings, are the 10 toes of the statue in chapter 2, which has all been fulfilled. You saw till a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image on his feet, that were of iron and clay, and broke them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, and filled the whole earth. Daniel 2:34-35. The stone is Jesus. Notice there is no mention of a little toe rising up and claiming anything. I consider the statue dream to be fulfilled. When Constantine declared Christianity to be the only religion of the Roman Empire, one religion filled all the earth, even though some of its forms were corrupt. I believe Constantine represented another type of Antichrist in that he's the conquering king who makes peace by forcing a religion on everyone. The Roman Empire divided into East and West in 305 AD. In 306, Constantine was proclaimed a Roman emperor by his troops and took over Britain, Gaul, Spain, and the Germania provinces. In 313, he also declared religious toleration, which preceded a one-religion world. Constantine conquered in the sign of the cross in 313, and in 324 he declared Christianity the only religion of the Roman Empire. He wrote laws forbidding Jews to own Christian slaves, to circumcise their slaves, or to convert a Christian to Judaism. He restricted their religious services and access to Jerusalem. Constantine created the Easter controversy, which is why Eastern Orthodox celebrate Jesus' resurrection on a different date from the Roman Catholics. Constantine was considered the founder of the Byzantine Empire, which lasted 1,000 years. The Roman Empire was gone by 476 AD. Christianity crushed the Roman Empire. There is no future Roman Empire that will revive. The Roman Empire has been destroyed.